Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Shaniqua, your Navy transition coach, and this is where I help you navigate life both in and out of the Navy. I wanted to come on here and give you guys an update as to how things have been going with me and my transition off of my active duty orders back into the Navy Reserves. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. But before we get started, I do want to ask you to please like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more about how you can transition through the military, through the Navy, things about civilian life, all sorts of things. Now, really quick, I do want to just give you guys a quick 360 of my hotel room. So I have this hotel room because I am on drill weekend. I am on my very first drill weekend in Atlanta after leaving active duty orders on April 6th of 2022. If you can't tell, that's 6 months. It's now what, October? 6 months since I have been doing anything with the Navy. And the reason being is because I requested for something called a TRUIC change. That's TRUIC. That is when you're asking to do drill weekends, or you're asking to have your reserve command, your NRC now, no longer called NOSC, it's NRC, Navy Reserve Command. I decided to have mine moved from Colorado down to Georgia. And I did not know it takes so long. I didn't know, but thankfully I didn't have to, thankfully my drills and stuff got taken care of. I didn't get in any trouble or anything for not showing up to drill or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that I have authorized absences because this transition wasn't my fault. Like, I wasn't even supposed to go up there because everything got submitted before I left active duty. So I should have automatically been here in Georgia. But nevertheless, all is well now. I'm now on day 1 of 2 of the drill weekend, and I wanted to talk to you guys kind of how that process went. So before you even come to drill, right, you get an email. First, you get an email that says, hey, this is your unit. Welcome to this unit. Here's your unit's contact information. Your unit is just the training command inside of the big command. If that's confusing, sorry. But that's how I can best understand it or explain it, because active duty lingo and Navy Reserve lingo, honey, they don't always mix too well. So the NOSC is the big unit, right? The big command, the actual center that you go to. But inside of those centers, there's classrooms. Each classroom is a unit. That's where you are literally attached to when you're drilling on the weekend. And then you got another unit on top of that that is actually in charge of your career. So when you're doing your ATs, you're trying to go to a different type of orders. I'm pretty sure your evals, like the one that actually is over your career, sometimes they're not the same as your drilling unit. So when you get there, it'll begin to make more sense as you ask more questions. Okay. Nonetheless, you get a email from admin at the NRC. Okay. They'll send you an email. They say, hey, this is your unit. Here's their contact information. Please contact them. And in that very same email, they'll say, okay, we're going to send you another email to let you know when drill weekend is, and all the other details. Okay. So about a month after the first initial, was it a month? About 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Now, it wasn't a full month yet, but about 2 to 3 weeks after that initial email, I got another email saying, hey, welcome to NOSC or NRC, whatever. And with that email, I got a whole ton of information. If you're going to be traveling outside of 50 miles, you need to fill out this document. If you need berthing, you got to fill out this document. all sorts of things that you need to pay attention to in that email. For me, something that happened was I needed berthing. Okay, berthing is just a place to stay while I'm at drill weekend. And I contacted them in the appropriate time. It said 14 days before your drill weekend, you need to contact admin or supply, whatever department it was, and let them know you need berthing. Make sure you fill out the documents and send it back. I did that. The email didn't work. Okay. Now, if you go to your command and a lot of the emails don't work at this particular moment, give them a break, because first, the NRCs are changing from NOSC to NRC, right? And so the original email that they gave you might not work. You know what I'm saying? So just contact your unit, which is what I had to do. I had to contact my senior enlisted leader in my unit. Okay. And I had to say, hey, I ain't got no place to stay. I live 58 miles away and I need a place to stay. And so, thankfully, they were able to get that worked out for me, and we were able to get me some lodging, which is where I am now, a hotel room. Okay. And so once that happened, then I had to make sure, well, I did this well ahead of time, but you have to make sure that all of your responsibilities at home are taken care of, because you will 100% be unavailable on the weekend. Okay. You have to do drill weekend from 7 o'clock in the morning to 1600 in the afternoon. Okay. 4 p.m. for you, silly folks. Anyway, so that time block is when you're 100% unavailable. Okay. And then if you're traveling outside of the 50-mile radius, I mean, friends, you're going to be traveling a lot. Do you really want to try? Do you really want to take care of those responsibilities, whatever it may be? For me, it was my children. I had to make sure I had them taken care of while I'm away. Okay. So I had to make sure I got that handled. And that turned out to be not always so easy. Not always so easy. I just want to put that out there. It's not always so easy. Sometimes things happen with other people. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Sometimes things happen with other people, but thankfully I was able to get everything all worked out, and I was able to come to drill weekend. Okay. Now, something is important to pay attention to as well is knowing where you're going. Thankfully, I've already been to this base. I've already been to this NRC before, and I knew exactly where I was going. But if this is your first time, you might want to get there early. Okay. And then just do a little round, look for where you're actually going so you're not late. Okay. This morning we had to muster at 07:15, right? In seats at 07:15. And when you go there, you sign a paper. Okay. It's called a muster sheet. That muster sheet is very, very important, because that's how you're going to get paid. Now, it's important to understand this. There's 4 drill periods on one drill weekend. Okay. You got the AM and the PM on Saturday. You got the AM and the PM on Sunday. Okay. So when you go in the morning, you muster, you sign your name, put your rate, put your rank, all that good stuff. And again, you do that in the morning when you get there, and then when you come back from lunch. All right. And sometimes, depending on your NOS, sometimes they'll wait until it's time to actually check out, it's time to actually go home at the end of the day for you to sign the muster, because some people, they go, but they don't do their muster. How do I say this? Am I saying this right? Sometimes people go to drill after lunch, they sign their name, and then they head out and they go do whatever they want to do. Okay. Instead of staying there the whole drill weekend like they're supposed to. So, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, talk to your chain of command, talk to whomever is in charge of you, whatever leadership that can help you out with this situation. If you really need to leave that bad, then, speak up and say something about it. Let's see. So I got there, I mustered. Now this was Indoc. This was Indoc class. Now during Indoc, you're just in this one classroom. You don't meet your actual unit. It's just a whole bunch of people sharing information with you, coming to talk to you about the different things within the NOSC. Okay, so today we had people from admin talk to us, supply talk to us, talked about uniforms, talked about urinalysis. The commanding officer came to speak to us. The executive officer, the XO, came to speak to us. So many different people from all over the NOSC, welcoming us, helping us to understand what they do, how they can help us. Different departments essentially came to speak to us and talked about, how this is about to go. Because this Indoc class is full of different types of people. People who have been active duty and never been in the reserves before, but came off of active duty straight into the reserves. People who have come off of active duty orders, which means they were already a reservist. They just requested to go on orders for a certain amount of time. Now they came back to the NOSC, okay? People who are transitioning from one NOSC to another NOSC. People who are just in the reserves for the very first time, and this is their first time at the NOSC. Like, there's so many different people, ranks, all sorts of people at the NOSC. So they get us to sit in one classroom and share everything that needs to be shared at one time. Okay. So once that happens, and actually during that process, you'll get something called a meal card. Now, not every NOSC operates on this basis. So I'm going to tell you two different ways that the Navy operates as it comes to, or as it pertains to you eating lunch. Okay. Now, when you're going to the NOSC, I keep saying NOSC. If you hear me say NOSC, forgive me. Okay. It's an NRC now, Navy Reserve Command. It's a fairly new thing, so it's a little bit different for me. But when you are doing your drill weekends at the NRC, okay, you at least get lunch and dinner. Okay. So for example, when I was working at NOSC, I'm gonna say NOSC Baltimore because that's what it was called when I was working there, but NRC Baltimore, when I was working there, we had caterers come in every single drill weekend for lunch and give us food. Okay, we didn't need a meal card for lunch, but some people did need meal cards for dinner. So the Navy pays for your lunch and they pay for your dinner. Speaking about things that the Navy pays for in regards to drill weekend, they pay for your lodging. They do not pay for your travel. I'll say it one more time. They do not pay for your travel during drill weekend. All right. There's a guy in my class. He's living in Baltimore, and this is his first drill weekend here at the NRC in Atlanta. And he's like, I'm trying not to do this. Like, I have to pay out of pocket to get here. That's the whole situation, but that happens actually more often than you'd think. People live in one location, but their drill is in another location, and they can't miss the Indoc drill. Like, before the paperwork and process and everything went through, you still have to handle your business. You still have to come and do drill weekend. So that's that. But for me today, we got meal cards. They gave us a little card and it had a number, like a serial number on it. And it said basically good for one free meal at, today I went to a place called Piccadilly. I don't know. I had a struggle bus saying that. Anyway, today I went to Piccadilly with that card and we got one entree, two sides, a bread, and a drink. And it was all covered by the Navy. And by the way, that food was so good. It was all mixed up and stuff because I put it in the bag and it got turned upside down. Anyway, it was so good. It was so good. So that's how they operate in regards to the lunch. Now, being that I'm at a hotel, and the hotel actually provides breakfast and dinner, I actually will be able to eat here at the hotel. So in the morning when I get up, 6:30 in the morning, whatever time it opens, I'll sign my name on a paper and I'll go eat breakfast. And I'll do the same thing during dinner today. Okay. And so that is that. Let me see what else. And then once lunch is over, you go back to the NRC. You continue, through the process of Indoc and okay, so at the end, again, remember, you sign your name after lunch on the paper, and that gets turned in. You have to sign your name or you will not get paid. I'm gonna say that one more time. You have to sign your name or you will not get paid. Remember, there's 4 periods, okay? It's not just you sign your name on Saturday, you sign your name on Sunday, and that's it. No, you have to sign your name 4 times on the muster sheet, okay? And so with that being said, there's going to be a part 2. And so I'll see you then.